Hi everybody, this is a video overview of this knife, and this knife is the CRKT Jettison, and it is an exceptionally small little knife. This knife is runs under 2 inches on the blade. It's less than 2 ounces in the pocket. It has no pocket clip. It does have this little keychain attachment, and it has a frame lock with an over travel device. And it has a flipper. Now, I have a giant cut on my finger, so it's hard for me to flip. But this knife is very, very good. The flipping action is excellent. In fact, I think if I can do this right, yeah, it passes the pinky test. So you can easily flip this knife open with just your pinky. If you want to see a couple knives that are in comparison to it, give me 1 second. So this is the Spyderco Dragonfly, and as you can see, it is a substantially bigger knife than the Jettison. The Jettison is positively tiny. I mean, we're talking, you know, 1/4 inch, an 1/8 inch, more blade. It's just a bigger knife. Weighs about the same. This is actually titanium, which is quite nice, and this is 8CR. 13 MOV, which is a Chinese steel, and this is a Chinese-made knife. One interesting thing is that this knife was designed by Robert Carter. Robert Carter, who makes the F16 Custom and Mid-Tech, and is a third-generation knife maker. Mel Pardue and Joe Pardue are both in his family tree. I don't know which one is his dad and which one is his grandpa, but this is a really nice knife. And with that lineage, it brings up an interesting point. Why is this not a Benchmade? I'm sure the Benchmade knows of Robert Carter, given their relationship with Joe and Mel Pardue. And I'm sure that if they wanted to, they could have had him make a knife for them. But they didn't. CRKT did, and good on them, because this is a great little option for somebody that wants a small, true pocket knife. You want something that just drops in your pocket, this is it. Overall, I really like the knife. I've been playing around with it for a couple days, and it's cut quite well. It's very, very sharp. This feels like something of a hollow grind, hollow grind, even though it's very small because the blade itself is small. Other thing that's really nice is this little sort of rhino horn or harpoon here. Gives you a place to put your thumb, so if you're really pressing down, the Wharncliffe blade gives you a nice sharp point, and the little hump here kind of gives you a place for your finger, your thumb to rest. The one thing that I would say that's a drawback is this flipper is a little pointy. It is one of the reasons why my finger is wrecked. That and the fact that it is just super dry this winter. It's nice to see that they gave you a true ricasso here, so you can sharpen the knife all the way to the end. And I have to say, even though this is a really tiny knife, I'm like wrenching on it, and it's not moving at all. There's no blade play up or down, side to side. The detent is good. Watch this. Good enough to suck it back in. You're going to be hard pressed to find a little tiny flipper, production flipper, that works this well given the setup. The knives that are in this kind of category are something like the Spyderco Ladybug or the Spyderco Man-Bug or the Spyderco Jester. I would say that like the Benchmade Aphid would be in this line, but they discontinued the Aphid for some reason. The Levitator was also in this line, but they discontinued the Levitator. It's pretty clear that Benchmade is just getting out of small knives. I mean, they've made very few small knives. The most recent one is probably the Valet, and that's bigger than this. In fact, it's even bigger than this. But this is an interesting knife. There's not a whole lot like it on the market. If you're in the market for something, or you just want something fun to play around with, I mean, even with my wounded finger, I can still get this thing to play really consistently. I mean, it just fires, and there are Teflon washers in there. If you can't see, if I could get the, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the light to work, but there are Teflon washers in there. So you get a chance, take a look at the Jettison. It should be out soon for CRKT's 2016 lineup. I will be doing a review of this, and it will be up on my website sometime in the future.